Hi, it's Morgan. Many of you follow me because of my kind of like health and wellness journey, and weight loss can honestly be kind of controversial, so I wanted to give you unhealthy habits that I used to do that kept me from losing weight. Oftentimes, weight loss is not just cutting out chips, not having desserts, exercising more. It's literally a complete lifestyle change. Not for everyone, but oftentimes that's the case. So I'm gonna get into key habits that I used to do that made it way harder for me to lose weight and just kept me unhealthy overall. My first one is honestly my favorite because I think it's the most interesting. It's having a poor sleep schedule. I'm not sure how commonly it's known, but having a bad sleep schedule can actually do so many bad things for you. Specifically, if you get like no sleep one night and you wake up the next morning and you're so hungry and you don't know why because you're like, I just ate. Well, having poor sleep can increase your ghrelin levels, which is considered like the hunger hormone, and it can lower your leptin levels. What this means, it can cause you to feel hungrier even if you don't necessarily need the food. Even if you have a full stomach, you might just feel hungrier. And higher levels of ghrelin can increase your hunger and decrease your feeling of fullness, which obviously that would lead to overeating. Just eating way more than you need. I read a bunch of articles and there's this really great book called Why We Sleep that dives so deep into this. I'll link it because you should check it out if this is something you're interested in. But essentially there is a link between poor sleep and obesity. A link does not mean direct cause. But poor sleep can also give you trouble with your appetite, like evaluation and regulation, so not really understanding your appetite. And it increases your desire for high caloric foods, which are typically seen as like the junk foods. So the first habit that you might not realize that is so critically important for you is fixing your sleep schedule. And it's kind of a fun one because it's like, who doesn't like to get sleep, right? And it's like, no, I literally have to get sleep for my health. Like, you need to be prioritizing sleep probably so much more than you are. Sleep should be a top priority when it comes to your health and like overall well-being. And I didn't even go into the mental aspects of a good sleep, so just keep that in mind. That's a whole other area to explore. The next unhealthy habit was not getting enough sunlight and fresh air. Okay, don't come for me. Don't think this sounds stupid because it's so important. I know that can seem like surface level, like, okay, yeah, like it's good to have fresh air, but it's literally scientifically proven that it overall improves your mood so much. I understand it's not always possible. For example, if you live somewhere where it gets really cold in the winter, like this makes it harder and things of that sort. However, I've made it a priority specifically throughout this summer and whenever possible to get sunlight like as soon as I can in the morning when I wake up. One, because it puts you in a better mood. Like, I feel like when the weather's good, everyone's just in a better mood. But two, if it puts you in a better mood, it can give you more mental clarity. That leads to better decision making. Your environment and like your mindset and all of that, it's kind of like a domino effect, right? It's like, okay, if you get sunlight and you get fresh air and you're like feeling clearer, you're happier, you're in a better mood, you want to do better for your health, like you're gonna make better decisions and you're gonna continue putting that back into your body, which feeds back into your mind. You know, it's kind of like a setting yourself up for success type of thing, and you get so much from the outdoors, the sunlight, the nature, the air. You get so much out of your environment that going outside and getting sunlight is truly like a game changer. Like, it's such a good healthy habit. Another thing that you need to prioritize if you're not doing. And if you don't go outside, you don't get sunlight, you are more likely to be in a bad mood. You get vitamin D from sunlight, but it's good for your bone health, it's good for your blood pressure, and overall your mental health. And I truly believe that mental health and physical health are so connected. If your mental health is good, like, you're likely to improve your physical health. It's just a good correlation and can do so much for you, I promise. Remember, mindset is literally everything. We will get into that more. The next unhealthy habit, which if you did watch my weight loss video, is very prevalent and I talked a lot about because it's so important, is food restriction. A lot of times when you're on like this weight loss journey, you're trying to get in shape, whatever, you think like low calorie is better, but that's just not always the case. If you're restricting things, if you're cutting cold turkey, if you're not ever letting yourself indulge, you are so much more likely to not be satisfied, resort to binging, and fall into kind of this vicious cycle where you're restricting yourself, you're hating yourself, then you're going to drastic measures to satisfy what you didn't get throughout the day or throughout the week or whatever it is, and you're kind of just stuck, and it goes round and round and back and forth. And that is honestly one of the worst things you can do for yourself. Low calorie and less is not always better. You can really mess up your metabolism with this as well. Things that you can do that are better though are swaps. You know, instead of having sour cream, use plain Greek yogurt. I do that sometimes. That's just one example I have off the top of my head though. You could do so many other swaps that are more relevant to you or might be better or whatnot. But also what's so important is allowing yourself to indulge. If you love ice cream and you just can't give it up, don't cut cold turkey. You can have it, just have it less. I think a super important part into weight loss and a health journey is allowing yourself to indulge because you are human and you deserve to live life and like do things that you do enjoy. Just change how you look at it and change the moderation. I know that's easier said than done. Restriction often happens when people are looking for a quick fix, and that is a deeper issue. Quick fixes, overnight weight loss, rapid hacks and remedies are not sustainable and oftentimes the most unhealthy and the worst that you can do for a long-term and like maintenance of your body, and can have really bad mental health effects as well. If you find yourself caught up in this, you probably need to get to the root of the issue and like the mindset and tackle that first. I used to only buy like healthy things at the grocery store, but then I'd get home and I would like try to go to all these weird measures and like make these weird concoctions to like satisfy that sweet tooth and satisfy those cravings that I was depriving myself of, and it's just like, is that necessary? And I do think these bad eating habits can lead to more emotional eating, more bored eating, kind of things like that. And then food is always constantly on your mind and you don't want to live life like that. The next unhealthy habit I practiced is having a bad attitude and mindset towards working out and exercise. Let me explain. I always had this mindset as I was never working out enough. I would try to burn as many calories in a day as I could, and even when I finished, I'd walk away and be like, oh, it's okay if you didn't like go as hard as you could today. And I would tell myself that, but inside I knew that I didn't believe that. I would try to say like, it's okay, Morgan, like you can't have the best workout of your life every single day. And I just wouldn't believe that. It was like all or nothing. Like if I didn't burn 1,000,000 calories in a day, I failed. I also used to think like, oh, I only have 10 minutes. Like I can't fit in a workout then. If I can't burn 1,000,000 calories, what's the point of a workout? Which these are both so toxic. After going through kind of everything I did, I truly realized that like any movement is good movement. If you can only fit in a walk, complete a walk. It is better than nothing. Yes, you have to be self-aware. You have to hold yourself accountable. You know, if you want results, like you do have to challenge yourself on some days. You can't just do light things and like be mad if you're not seeing results. But this whole toxic mindset is just very dangerous. One thing that kind of helped me get out of it though is realizing how much better I felt mentally after working out daily and making it part of my routine. I seriously like now crave the feeling of working out, not just because obviously it's so good for your body, but I feel so good mentally. Like it's insane what it does for my mental health and like my brain. Along with that comes finding workouts that you truly enjoy, and that is something that's so hard to do. If you know, I'm a huge walker, I'm a huge 12-3-30 fan, but if you're doing workouts right now that you don't like don't do them. You know, you have to find workouts that you do like that are still challenging, and you know, maybe you're not gonna like it every single day, that's fine. But don't force yourself to do something that you don't want to do, because it's not gonna be sustainable and you're not gonna keep doing it, and you're not gonna be able to make it part of your routine. It's not gonna become a habit. Some of the benefits you can get from exercise include reducing anxiety, reducing negative moods, reducing stress. It improves cognitive function. It improves self-esteem, memory even. It improves your creativity, which I feel this on an intense level. I work out at night. I just don't like to work out in the mornings. It's fine. It's what works for me. But it's like I get my workout done in the afternoon and instantly I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to work on this project and this project and this project. I get in the flow and I love it. It also is good for your sleep, which remember how sleep is so important for you. I can link this article as well. I look back on it too, and I used to feel bad about like working out and then not seeing instant results. You know, like you have to kind of get over that as well. You have to remember that anything instant is probably not good and probably not gonna last. And this applies to probably almost anything in life. And it's interesting too, because in my whole journey video, I remember there was a point where I was like, you know, I feel so bad, I don't even see results, whatever. And people were commenting saying like, at this point when you said you didn't see results, like I saw results. Remember, you are your biggest critic, and sometimes you're being too hard on yourself. Fixing your mindset around exercise can do so much for you. All these things I keep mentioning really do tie back into mindset, and it truly is such a mental journey as well as it is physical, which is why I keep bringing it up. But next I want to talk specifically just about mindset, about losing weight, about going on like a health journey and your wellness, all of that. Like I really just want to talk about mindset as a whole, because I started with a terrible mindset. The next unhealthy habit is having just a negative, bad, poor mindset regarding all things of this topic. I truly believe mindset is everything. Mindset is literally everything in so many areas of life. I kept thinking it was impossible, but that got me nowhere. And I would always throw a pity party for myself. You know, I'd feel bad, like I can't do this. Like I would complain and just be negative. It would put me in a worse mood and it wouldn't make me want to do anything about it. And I don't want to put toxic positivity onto you, because the reality of it is you can't just like wake up and be like, I'm gonna change my life today. Like, it's so easy. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say. Toxic positivity is not where I'm trying to go with this. But sometimes you do kind of have to wake up and realize that complaining and feeling bad is not really gonna get you anywhere. You have to challenge yourself and you have to push yourself. Everything is easier said than done. I have been through it. Your mindset and your mood will affect your performance and your decision making. Just remember that. So you need to tackle the root of it and try to figure out like where you can pull your motivation from. What makes you want to keep going? Your mindset is everything. Tackle that first and it will help you down the road. If you want to make a change in your life, you are the only one that can do it. If there's something that you really want, you have to take action. You have to change things. You have to make it happen. You have to have a good mindset to do all these things. But you can do it. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. The next unhealthy habit is overworking myself and being stressed out, like always. Stress in general can have so many bad effects on health, obviously mental, physical, everywhere. Just overworking myself constantly and then creating more stress and always being overwhelmed and never like giving myself time to breathe would just lead me to like making bad decisions and like being in the bad mindset. You know, I keep talking about mindset and it's just so true. I know when you have so much going on, it is hard to take a deep breath. It's hard not to get overwhelmed. It's hard not to overwork yourself, but it's so important to prioritize what you need to and kind of cut out things that you don't need that are only harming you. A lot of times too, I would procrastinate, which would lead me to cramming things and then trying to get all this stuff done at once and like overworking and then not sleeping. You know, it was really just like a domino effect. And then being always in a time crunch, I would especially make bad decisions. I think the best thing you can do is try to have enough discipline where you're not procrastinating. You feel so much better when you get done what you need to get done right away, whether it takes you long or it doesn't. And planning things in your day, in your week, whatever, that are actually achievable so that you're not overwhelmed and you're not stressing out and you can actually like relax and try to like focus on your health. For the millionth time, I know this is all easier said than done, but whenever you can control to try to minimize stress in your life, whether that's your environment, it's your work, it's your extra activities, like just trying to take something off of your load to minimize this feeling. Along with this, oftentimes I don't think that I like was in the present moment. You know, I do think it's really important, and lately I've really especially been incorporating like expressing gratitude. I know that can sound cheesy. It's like, oh, like, you know, gratitude, like I get it, we're thankful. But seriously, actually taking a moment to realize, hey, like I'm doing well, I have this, I'm grateful for this, this is going good in my life. Maybe this isn't, but this is. You know, I think being so caught up in worrying about the future and also kind of dwelling on the past kind of creates stress and just this bad mindset. I have recently gotten to journaling, which I think has been great. Minimizing stress is not an easy fix, but it is so important to try to decrease the stress you have in your life. I know periods of time in my life where I was really stressed out and it would hinder my sleep so bad. I would have like such bad sleep anxiety, like I could not sleep. And then, you know, we know how important sleep is for your health, especially if you're trying to get in shape, lose weight, all of that. So again, this is really just everything ties together, and that's why I'm like, okay, being on this whole health journey isn't just cutting out chips. You know, it's like it's a whole lifestyle change. But I think whatever you can do to minimize stress in your life is seriously so important and will feed into so many other things and really get back to you. Another unhealthy habit that sometimes you might not even be aware of is being in a bad environment. Whether it's toxic, whether it's just not necessarily setting you up for success, whatever degree, sometimes you don't realize you're in it when you are in it. But changing and altering your environment to set yourself up for success is one of the best things you can do. For example, remove toxic people from your life. If someone's not contributing well, get rid of them. Easier said than done, but get rid of them. Cut the ties. Same with some like bad habits. If you're doing something and you know it's bad for you, but you keep doing it, you need to figure out how to minimize it or cut it. This can go for jobs too. I know not everyone can just like pick up and quit their job, but speaking from experience, once I did quit the job that I used to work at, my health did a whole transformation. I've definitely heard before, the place and the people that you spend most of your time with really reflect in who you are. Some quick examples on how to alter your environment to help you in your health journey could be better bedding. You know, maybe your bedding isn't good and that's why you're not getting sleep. Well, try to change your bedding. Maybe if you have really bad eating habits, even rearranging your food in your fridge or your pantries, setting that up in a way where you maybe see other things first or reach for other things first. Getting creative in how how things look in your space, or rearranging your routines. You know, if you have time in the morning, try to move things around so you make sure you are getting sunlight when you wake up. Maybe you have a lunch break that you're allowed to go outside on, get some fresh air. Making small changes like this can just improve so much and make this whole journey go a lot better. Something I heard from a podcast once was, instead of trying to add all these things, maybe start taking things away. Prime example, if you're not sleeping because you're stressed out, instead of constantly relying on melatonin to put you to sleep, maybe try to reduce the stress in your life so you're able to sleep at night. You know, instead of like adding all these quick fixes and taking this for that and doing this for that, maybe try to take things away. Off of that, remember that your mental consumption is just as important as your physical consumption. Monitor your screen time. If you're constantly comparing yourself, if you're constantly consuming bad news or just things that are so toxic to you, minimize it. Set a timer. Okay, I'm only gonna allow myself 10 minutes on my phone right now. Once it goes off, put your phone down. Timers are a great way for tasks and getting things done, and actually implementing stuff like that can do so much. Another example of taking things away, oftentimes I found myself like really unnecessarily tired. I actually like recently went off birth control and I found that it gave me so much more energy. Again, I know not everyone can do that, but there has been like a whole kind of like anti-birth control movement. Sometimes you need it, don't get me wrong, I'm not like shaming on it, but that is something that I personally removed from my life and do think that I've benefited from it. For the last time, all of these things are easier said than done to fix and alter in your life, but I truly feel like these unhealthy habits that I personally did, I did for so long, for far too long, and I'm sure a lot of you do or have done, if you're able to alter them, it can set you up for so much success and help you on your health journey. So I really wanted to share them, and I hope some of this resonated with you, and I really just hope that you took something away from this, whether it's like, okay, I'm gonna implement that right now, or even just, okay, I need to think about that more, you know? Thank you so much for all of your support on my entire journey and everything. If you want more videos like this, I am happy to share. I'm so passionate about this topic. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you're not, and be on the lookout for more of these if you want them. I love you. You're doing amazing, and I'll see you in my next one.